So when it comes to this trailer, we gotta like pause it very frequently. So
Yeah, no worries. Just let me know when you have that ready. For right now, I will, because our next little bit, I do believe that we are going to be discussing, of course, Fallout 2's impending season, where this is one of the scenes from the trailer that we're about to watch. And as we can see, I've got we got the
so we know that Victor plays a part somehow. So Victor's
clearly,
showing up apparently.
yeah,
So
and you
that
can
would
see the ghoul in the background right
that
there.
would have to mean Mr. House is well, obviously Mr. House is still alive. We see him in the
Hmm.
actual trailer, but that like when it so I think we just have to get into the trailer because there's so much I want to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got it ready and good to go.
It should be full screened, yeah.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's take a look at this.
So I've seen a lot of things.
Why is it in Japanese? The fuck?
Many a tear
Or whatever that.
have to.
So first off, why are the king's ghouls?
Uh, this might be taking place after the events that we saw in New
But
Vegas.
nowhere in New Vegas does it say the thing gets nuked. Like it's not like we know the ending sides of New Vegas. When it gets destroyed, it's done through a chlorine bomb that the Legion does with the Omertas, which
Right,
means it wouldn't be like radioactive. It'd be a chlorine bomb that literally poisons everyone.
right. Well, here's the interesting thing. Todd Howard, um, I think he did something stupid in saying that this is effectively Fallout 5. That is the worst thing he could have done. What he should have just said was this is an adaptation of the Fallout franchise. Some things might shift a little bit, and but the overall themes and the vibe and whatnot is going to be there. So that does make it a little bit troublesome, especially for people that are very deep lore. But I don't know that this game, or that not game, but this series is made so much for the dyed in the wool, I'm here for Fallout and this is my thing kind of audience. I think that this is a little
Well,
bit broader.
that's the problem in of itself, though. Like appealing to a larger audience when your core audience is what you should be appealing to.
True enough. I can understand that sentimentality.
I
And
mean, so
but
Bethesda has been losing their shit ever since like fucking Skyrim.
right,
Skyrim had none of the RPG mechanics of Oblivion, and Oblivion had none of the RPG mechanics of Morrowind.
right.
Now, and then Fallout 3 to Fallout 4, they literally removed the skill system on top of making dialogue bullshit. So like Bethesda has been going through an identity crisis forever now.
Oh, for quite some time. But but this is one of those things where, yeah, I mentioned it last time we talked about Fallout. I very much enjoyed Watchmen as a graphic novel, but I also enjoyed Zack Snyder's movie, and it does have, for a lot of people. I One of my friends, he was completely just put off by the ending. He's like, they don't have the space squid. It's terrible. It's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It didn't follow
Well, there's
exactly,
something I
but
wanted to say that like I didn't say before, right?
mhm,
There, like I only did the minor RPG breaks last show.
mhm,
Like there are so much shit that's wrong, and some major ones too. For instance, literally they moved Shady Sands across the desert to southern fucking California versus northern.
right,
Shady
right.
Sands was in northern California. Now it's outside the boneyard.
Right. So again, this is where I think that Todd Howard didn't do himself any favors by trying to say that this is canonical lore. I think that it would have been better just to say that this is an adaptation based
I
on
agree. It should
Fallout.
have been just been an adaptation.
Right.
Another problem I had with the show, we can get into the rest of the trailer, but
Yep.
well, another problem was Sinclair. He Sinclair is a tragic story about a like billionaire playboy who fell in love with this woman, and like the guy, his supposed friend, is using the woman to steal from him.
Hmm.
And so he's not this old man that's the CEO of fucking Big Mountain. Mind you, Big Mountain is a government facility. It's not a fucking private institution. It literally uses Chinese Americans as guinea pigs for testing.
Right. So yeah, so I hope that at some point in time they kind of go back on the whole thing of like, oh, this is canonical lore. This is effectively Fallout 5. Because yeah, I think that is a stupid way
None of
to.
my criticisms
but-
would ever be care. I wouldn't care if it was like the fucking Halo show where it's not canon to the games.
Right. I mean, that had its own mess of problems, but none of them having to be actually messing with the the games themselves. But yeah, this was a not a good call on Todd's part to try to sit here and say, oh, it's lore accurate when it's not. I do
We
enjoy
got
it
another
though.
bot. These people.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, you're not on Twitch, so I thought I could mod you, but I don't think you're on it. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's keep going though.
Crazy things.
So they're not just regular ghouls; they're actually feral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it to them. The red scorpion looks like it belongs.
Unnatural things in the game. But good people? No.
That girl I met.
All in the wonderful game. I will be.
So another thing I didn't bring up last time,
Mm-hmm.
the master somehow misses 4 vaults. Mind you, 4 vaults directly outside the boneyard, which is his territory. All the super mutants go in and from the boneyard. But you're telling me for however long the master was operating, he missed 4 vaults in his territory.
Yeah, it is it is not perfect. It's certainly has some issues.
Mind you, he couldn't find Vault 13 because it was in a freaking cave. These are on the surface in the open.
Good person too if I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, it's I like I say, I understand that there are specific logistics issues and things like that within this. I'm doing my best to kind of just I'm disconnecting it from the games, even if Todd Howard isn't. Which, as I said, I think
This
that
is like
foolish,
the
but-
logic with Star Wars. Like the Disney sequels aren't canon, but I can't live in like I'm not saying you're in delusion, but like I can't live in that like make believe world where I believe like oh this isn't canon to the games because
Well, within something like Star Wars, to me, it's a little bit more difficult because they're all movies, right? But for this, to where it's just kind of like, oh well, if you were to have kind of a run on somebody's never played Fallout before, right? But you want to get them interested, be like, hey, check this out. This is kind of what the vibe is, and if you like this, then you should definitely play the games because the games are even better than this.
well you know they might be remastering Fallout 3, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, everyone would want New Vegas remastered, but I don't think they can do it.
Right.
They would actually like change like wait, no, they wouldn't change stuff because the company who done it isn't Identity Politics brained. They actually like wanted a authentic like mind you, besides the like what by type 1 and 2 and the Oblivion remaster, everything was the same. Like it didn't matter, like it was all still the same. Even the quests where you play as a woman and take advantage of men in one of these quests, or if you're a man you get taken advantage of pretty much, that's still the same. It's by type 1 or 2 and it's dependent on that. It's not like they made it so you could either be taken advantage of or not. Like it's still the same.
Right.
So I think when it comes to the 3 remaster, it'll stay the same. Like you'll still be able to sell a kid into slavery, which you could do in 3. So like obviously like it'll probably all still be the same. And then if they do New Vegas, I think it'll be the same too. But
This is some cozy little impenetrable home. have to steal and stab and fib all the goddamn time just to get by.
No, I don't really have nothing to comment. I'm just pausing for the
Yeah.
fucking.
No worries. Yeah,
Like,
for the powers that be.
if this was Disney, it wouldn't matter because apparently
Right.
they're really good about people reacting to the trailer. But
Right. Yeah, I will say, Ellie Purnell and
well,
Walter
she apparently
Goggins.
actually played the games too.
Yeah. So
Apparently,
yeah, and so far of the the three leads, and I would even call them four leads because her brother, as we just saw, when you get further into the first season, he does seem to be having more of an emerging story, even though
I'm gonna be
he's just,
honest. Maximus is the most shittiest character ever.
of them being here, he is probably the weakest, but his weakness in that is kind of
Dude, he's glad his friend got. Also, mind you, so the Brotherhood is all about procreation. They don't believe in taking new members. So the fact a adult member of their organization, not a kid, mind you, an adult, doesn't know what sex is beyond me.
right. Well, again, this is one of those things where it's like trying to tie this too much into the games has caused them some issues because the way that the Brotherhood of Steel is written in it is not necessarily reflective of the way that it is in the.
Well, it depends with Brotherhood because like
Right.
the Fallout 3 Brotherhood is all goody two shoes and it's the outcasts who like believe in the original thinking.
Right.
But also, the Pridwin being on the West Coast now. I'm sorry, but how do you have enough fuel? Like, I could have believed they built it and made its way to Boston, but all the way to the West Coast when literally there's very little fuel of any kind, mind you. Like uranium is very rare too. It's not like a common mineral. Like by default, it's not common. Coal is more common, but it's less effective.
All right. Yeah, and they make it look like the vertibirds are fairly commonplace day-to-day usage. So
They didn't know what a Burbird was until the Enclave started their move in Fallout 2.
Right. Yeah. If there are any kind of real issues within this, not to say there aren't small ones, but the more glaring ones are kind of like the stuff with the Brotherhood and things like that. But
Also, now they're like some cult apparently. Like they're weirdly religious when they weren't before. They just they believed in protecting humanity from itself, whether it be like the synths or the fucking like the bombs or whatever, or FEV in particular too. They believed in like not producing any technology. Like FEV is so when it comes to Fallout 3, right? Or sorry, 4. The fact they destroy the Institute is bullshit. They would much rather capture the Institute base and uncover all their technology, but they destroy it in 4.
right.
When it comes to FEV, I 100% think they would destroy FEV labs because that is the technology that they hated since the beginning with Arthur Maxon. Or I think it's Arthur Maxon, the first Maxon who created the Brotherhood.
Right.
So let's just
What
Press
exactly
on.
is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
wait, what? Oh, I thought it
Bring
was.
him to justice. So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. And they don't give up hope.
The stuff we
So this is Camp Golf. I'm not sure if you
Fight
know
for?
New Vegas though.
story has
Oh,
we
yeah.
used to believe in those things too.
So clearly the NCR is still in the Mojave, even though it wouldn't, or at least remnants of the NCR, because apparently it's completely destroyed even in their own territory. From nuking one city, mind you, they have 4 others that are considered states, and then fucking several other smaller communities, but one city gets nuked and it's all gone.
I wasteland for 200 years. I've kept my
This has to be some vault. I'm not sure which one.
alive for one reason.
Yeah.
So they're exploring a Mojave vault, mind you. So it doesn't look like it's the plant one that has all the plants out of it. There's some moss, but it doesn't look like there's like plant-based stuff, like fucking plants and stuff. Or no, sorry, not plant-based plants, but like these like man-eating Venus flytraps and stuff.
Right.
To find my family.
To be fair, it could just be some vault. It doesn't even necessarily have to be one that is within.
Then they would need to explain why it's not in New Vegas, because that like it needs it, if it's not one of the because it's just you need to if you're in a location that has been well discovered where like we know every vault what like also I think it's stupid that they made 4 new vaults on the west coast in California when we have so much we can discover the boneyard outside of it on the world map, and there's no vaults like that. They just add it out of the blue.
Well, again, this is the problem of Todd Howard saying that this is lore accurate.
Yeah.
Well then, you
I'm so confused. So he's hugging his daughter like the bombs drop, but they were dropping and she was on horseback with you. So is this like where the mother takes like? Is this where the
I would assume that they get back home, and she basically says that he's not getting into the vault, and he's going to be left onto the surface to suffer. Because
also, mind you, someone, so Moldaver, right? She's someone who is over 200 years old, apparently.
Mhm.
Isn't she the Vault Tech CEO or something? Or
No,
is that his
no,
wife?
that's his wife.
Okay, who's she? I didn't
She is the person who's the head of the Communist Party that is
No
trying
joke.
to.
Oh
Moldaver,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
There-
So,
First off,
so
the entire idea there's a communist party in America because we literally outlawed it. You can't be a communist.
right, but that's the whole rub, is that, you know, like, this Communist Party is under the surface, but she also works within Vault Tech to some degree, I believe, and so it's because when he meets her, he goes to do a thing at Vault-Tec. She happens to be walking through the hallway and gives him this card. One of his art friend, or one of his actor friends, is talking about going to this meeting, and so that's who she is. But yeah, she's tied into that, and so my assumption would be, because she has Walter Goggins' character, the Ghoul, when he's still just, you know, because he's Pip Boy, right? So when he's
I don't know how he doesn't have the white
well,
well he's fucking balding, but he's Pit Boy with the blonde hair.
Right. So he's the guy that all the advertisements are built around and everything like that. So when he is doing the stuff for Vault Tech, this Moldaver, when you get into the later episodes, season 1, she wants him to bug his wife and learn more about what's going on.
So if for all we know, it could have been the communists who dropped the bombs because she was listening in.
I suppose, but ultimately,
Because I always
what his wife was saying was that they wanted to ensure that, you know, Vault-Tec basically did this as a way to ensure that they would be able to be the most profit, like they would win the corporate.
Also, there's literally no profiting in the nuclear apocalypse, which is a dumb concept.
Well, right, but it's not even so much about profit; it's about power, and they just wanted to win. Is kind of what it gets down to. So that's one of these things when you think about, you know, what is money? Money is a means to an end, and power is ultimately the thing that most people
also
crave.
Literally, another big problem. Mr. House predicted the end of the world. Now they're saying he knew of a plot for the end of the world.
Right. Well, he's there in the meetings.
I know. I saw the meeting, but like,
yeah,
it's like, so no, you can't predict it, but also know of a plot. I feel like one
Well.
supersedes the other.
Well, you see, that's kind of one of those things about the difference between what people see on the surface and what lies beneath. And so this is, again,
So he's lying to you. He's lying to you in the game then.
Again, this is one of those things where the issue is that they went and said that this is lore accurate and you could slot this in for Fallout 5. That right there is the biggest problem with this series, is that Todd Howard doesn't know when to shut the fuck up and just allow a thing to exist within the motifs and the themes and the vibes, but not actually be the thing.
Yeah. Let's keep going because we
Yep.
have like 30. Well, what is it? Oh yeah, 30
we got
minutes.
we got about 30 minutes left. We'll get through this, and I don't think we're going to spend
But
too
I
much
need
time.
to hear that voice again. It sounded like a super mutant.
Yep.
You're gonna need friends.
Mm-hmm.
That they might make Marcus appear. That might be Marcus.
There's
Quite
a
possible.
war coming.
Yeah. No, because they're showing the Brotherhood. It wouldn't be Marcus. Is that just some like voice
that could have been one of the guys in the Brotherhood's voice modulator, because it does voice sound.
Also, now they have two Pridwins. They have not Pridwin. That's the name of the ship. They have a Pridwin in another ship now. I'm sorry. How are they getting these resources?
That's a good question.
It's first off, there was a resource scarcity before the war, mind you. 200 years later, they're still somehow making new airship. I'm curious what these are exactly, because just pausing. So, is this supposed to be pre-war or post-war?
I understand we're discussing a civil war.
No, this is post-war. That's the brother. Also, is this supposed? Mind you, fuck this actor. Secondly, is this supposed to be Arthur Maxon from Fallout 4?
I couldn't say.
Because that is his battle coat that he wears in. Well, kinda. It's low quality compared to the Fallout 4 version. Okay, so this is one scene. This is a damaged Securitron. This appears in Fallout New Vegas, right? Because in the big empty, this screen is actually in the game, mind you, on the Securitron. It means it's damaged somehow.
Right.
So before they even get into a fight, the Securitron is damaged from the start. And also, you obviously know that it's obviously upgraded. So obviously, like, the house got the platinum chip somehow. Or if it's the independent, so mind you, if it's the independent playthrough that's canon, because this kit guarantees that certain ones are canon or not. Showing this screen on the Securitron guarantees that Mr. House got the platinum chip or the player upgraded them for himself.
Possibly. And this, again, this is why, like I say, for me, just for my own mental well-being, rather than sitting here and having to wrestle with it, I can just easily say,
well, that's the whole point of this discussion.
I know. But that's where for me, like, to me, the easiest way to deal with this and reconcile it is Todd Howard is a dumb fuck. And he went and made a mess of things by just not allowing this to just be like, yeah, we made an adaptation and we have oversight, but ultimately, like, we have to allow people to be creative and do things, and as long as they don't go completely 180 degrees from what we're doing.
Also, because it's upgraded, mind you, it has an auto repair feature. So either the auto repair feature is the one that's faulty, which is why it has the fucking the X of the circle, or it's just that something else is damaged and it's not the auto repair feature, and it's literally just fucks with the thing. Another fucking feral ghoul fucking king. Also, making Mr. House a VTuber is the dumbest shit. He should have stayed a PNG.
Right. Well, again, yeah, I can agree that I think that making him virtual, but I imagine that they just did this because it's television is the medium. He's on a TV, so I assume that that's kind of the thing. Back when they did New Vegas, they could have easily made him into an animated kind of thing, but I
I
liked,
I
but I
really
think
don't think it's like that. Like I understand it's like is somewhat like sci-fi,
mhm,
although really it wouldn't be sci-fi because like it's just in the future. It's not like sci-fi in the sense that
mhm,
it's high science stuff.
right, it's retro
It's just
futurism.
like laser weapons and stuff doesn't make it sci-fi, but like mind you, I don't like TVs in this time period were like I understand this is like whole different technology than the average TV,
Hmm.
but like most stuff was still done over the radio, like news and stuff. Like
Right, right.
like radio was still very much big, so like they didn't develop TVs that well.
All right. Well, within this framework, we do know that they at least have movies. They have VHS kind of,
How
or
do we?
something
I
something
thought they,
similar. I know.
no, it's holotapes. That's the
Holotapes,
storage
holotapes.
thing.
Right, right. But still,
It's like cassette tapes, I think.
right, right. But like I say, they're similar to VHS. But the point being is that there is, because there is a scene in season one where the ghoul specifically goes and puts in a holotape into a TV, and he watches some stuff. Um,
I say when it comes to like their functionality, I think it's closer to a cassette tape versus like the VHS tapes because like cassette tapes was like wasn't it also used for general storage, not just movies and
sure,
stuff?
sure, sure. But what I'm saying is what we have seen in season one is their holotapes are quite literally like a VHS.
Okay. Well, also just adding, so we know Mr. House is still alive in the show, meaning the Legion playthrough can't be canon. The NCR playthrough can't be canon. So and then also the independent can't be canon because you need to kill Mr. House. So that literally means I mean I agree. I think Mr. House ending should be canon, but like that just guaranteed. They said they didn't want to confirm anything, but
Right,
all they're doing is confirming stuff at this point
right.
in the trailer.
Which again is the whole point on why it's like to uncouple this. They should have just had that. This is an adaptation of Fallout as it is, and so there will be similarities, but there will be differences, and that would have made this a lot easier for everybody to go along with, I think, ultimately. But Todd Howard again is retarded and doesn't know when to just actually.
I think I'll just skip the where winds meet thing,
Okay,
and
no worries.
we can do that
Yeah,
next
you
the
do
week
that next time.
after
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because like I think I do want to make the third video instead being the what's it called, the first section on like the Steam stuff.
Sure, 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 sure.
So let's continue and then we
Okay.
can end it after this.
We're actually beginning to get along.
So is this has to be some like motel or something in the either
Mhm.
near the strip or something like this looks like a
Oh
motel.
yeah, that looks very much like a Vegas.
Also, I'm
Vista.
sorry, this should not be a thing. There should not be a Legion fucking thing this huge unless you're teasing that the Legion is still functioning under Lanius. So Lanius must still be alive, and you talk him into retreating and coming back when he's stronger.
Yeah, I can't remember what year we're in
It's
this
like
series.
2296, I want to say.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I believe this does take place a good while after New Vegas.
If
So
Lanius is not still alive, then they need to describe how it's not a bunch of warring, bickering nation states the Legion became.
right. So yeah, there certainly are issues here that again, this you know Todd Howard, he's an idiot. Uh,
Also, watch them just make it like there's no nuance to the fucking Legion. how like their rule of law was actually like somewhat good compared to like fucking NCR, where like you could be killed and like literally they have fucking the caravans killing other caravans that they're competition with. So
Yeah,
so
I
like
don't know.
like they'll take away the nuance of the Legion kept its roads safe. It was a functioning government of sorts, but then they'll just keep all the bad stuff like the woman misogyny, all that.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of why I just try to watch this thing for its own merits. I
Well,
went into
but
oh,
when it comes to Amazon, sometimes they in the second season they include
oh, oh
all
yeah,
the politics that they
it
didn't in
could
the
very
first.
well this could very well go sideways. And I went into this, when I knew we were going to start talking about this, it's like, well, I should probably watch Fallout season 1, and I was not even interested in watching it. I went into this,
Well,
I,
they
it was
included some of the politics in season one, mind you.
right,
Like literally saying that communist is just a word they use to call
right,
people who they
right,
think is insane.
right. And so yeah, but that's kind of what. But I'm willing to deal with that on a character level. That could just be a fucking retarded person saying something retarded, But is it there? Yes, in the thing and the
Well,
audience, but
we could make a bet on this, but like, I feel like it is gonna be more prevalent that like with Mr. House still being alive, they'll bring anti-capitalism into this. They might with the wife showing up. No, not the wife. It's the other. Wait, no, it's the wife is the CEO. I'm mistaken the two again.
mhm,
They'll show the Moldaver. No, Moldaver is dead now, isn't she?
no.
She escaped.
Hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the ending
I thought she died
specifically.
because I thought she died because
Hold on. I think if I remember correctly, I think she gets shot in the neck.
I thought like the ghoul
Maybe.
shoots her.
Yeah. So that did happen, and then but they go and they say someone else basically gets credit for it. So yeah.
No, it's literally Maximus who like always is failing upwards.
Right. So
Several
yeah.
times throughout the show, he fails upwards. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, she will still be there within flashback stuff and everything like that. But Moldaver is kind of
Okay,
the
so we won't
ghouls.
see because I think Moldaver was the one who said like that line and about the communists being
Hmm.
a dirty word. Like I'm pretty sure that was her.
Yeah, and so yes, this is somebody who's just an idiot within the framework. Like she's not even. So that's where, like I said, when I first watched season 1, I went into it trying to shed my a kind of trepidation, and I was very much like, oh, I don't know about this. And then I ended up actually appreciating the characterization and the actual aspects of the wider concepts of Fallout being adhered to. That doesn't mean that they got, lore accurate stuff there.
I'd argue they
But
got good for a but like when
but it could
they
go
praise
sideways.
every so let me just say this. They praise everything Bethesda when it comes to the like the Pridwin, like oh Pridwin.
Mm.
But when it comes to the older games, they're really bastardizing it really well.
Yeah, but to be fair, Bethesda I don't think has any kind of they don't have any sanctity for those first games because they bought it. That was Interplay. It was a different company when that
You
happened.
can't like then they need to
So,
say that these games are their separate continuity or something
uh,
because
again, this is one of those things. Todd Howard's a fucking idiot,
like
So,
I can agree that Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas separate continuity from 3 like there could be some like change like some interplay between them
mhm.
like but like they should be separate continuities then do not fuck up
Right,
with each other.
right. That would be the easiest thing to go and say that that these things exist simultaneously together, but also separate.
Just so you know, I'm arguing that they should separate the old
Hmm.
interplay, even New Vegas,
Hmm.
from the Bethesda lore.
Sure. I'm picking what you're putting down, and that's kind of what for me to even actually appreciate what they got right. I'm trying to discount what necessarily isn't, because I'm just sitting here saying to myself, ultimately, regardless what Todd Howard says, this is an adaptation and Todd Howard's an idiot. That's otherwise I would probably be beating my head against the wall just along with everyone else, but I'm at least trying. I'm trying to say, this thing could have been so much worse, and the fact that it's not as bad as it could have been,
Well, as a Fallout
but
fan, it
that was
is way worse than you
right,
think.
right, but that was also season 1, so there is. All I'm saying is this thing turned out far better than I anticipated, and because of that, and I'm not saying it's perfect, but what I'm saying is when I went into this very much expecting to just be completely just then I actually ended up enjoying it enough to where it's like, oh, I'll actually watch this again before season 2, because the first time I watched it, at first it was just like, I just need to get through this because we got to watch it for doing the stream here. But then as I watch, I'm like, you know what, I think I want to actually just watch this again in a way that I can kind of maybe dig into it a little bit deeper and see those things
Well,
that anyway,
let's
yeah.
yeah. Well, so also we have to. How are they bombing this exactly? First off, do they have like? Mind you, there are working howitzers in New Vegas. So either like this is like the boomers, like someone stole one of the boomers' artillery and or this is just a planted bomb or something. But it could be the artillery from the boomers someone stole or something. So there are people who saying this this could be someone important in the Legion killing a legionary who was either like either like I mean, thinking this could be Volpes.
I'm hoping, I think that having a few characters here and there that we know who they are and whatnot is not a bad thing, but it's
It
also a very
depends. It's
it's a
very
tightrope, and so I'm trying to, again, this is why I
my
just look.
reason for thinking it's Volpes is like Volpes also has like the not receding like maybe it's receding but like the short hair
Mhm,
and like it could for all we know be some like new Caesar or something. But
possibly,
like
or
it's not Lanius. Lanius would never take off his helmet. The entire deal with Lanius, mind you, is that he is the myth and a legend.
mhm,
Like they fear him not because of what his deeds are, which are great, mind you. His deeds are great. They fear him because of his name, the monster of the East, which like he wants to portray this like that he's not human at all.
right.
So he wears a mask that even in like the Mojave, they say he wears a human skull. They say all these sorts of things that like that aren't true because the mask is made out of metal, mind you. But
Right.
like
Well, then I would assume that I would hope then that this is a different character, because then that would be one of those things where that would be a giant divergence that would probably cause a lot of
it literally be
difficulties.
the equivalent of Master Chief take off his helmet in the
Sure,
show.
sure, but again, that Halo series, as we mentioned, was very much the least thing that he ever did was even wear the helmet, let alone the actual suit. Even
Well, this
you
is
saw him in
I
a
also
sweater more than you actually saw him.
I
In
gotta be honest though, this armor for the Legion, like this is too close to actual Legion armor versus like the sports gear they wear. It should have been closer to sports gear versus this like fur pelts and stuff I see there.
right.
It should have been like they don't like there might be like I think Caesar's armor is like made of like fur pelts and stuff, but there's not many animals anymore that have fur on them.
Right.
Well, let's keep going.
Try again.
Who's this supposed to be?
That is he is a traveling doctor of sorts. He's a chemist, and he just kind of shows up in various scenes. He's a traveling. He's a merchant. He's a traveling merchant.
Also, this like I understand that the show should be a much bigger than the game because the game had limitations.
Hmm.
But like this looks destroyed. Like it doesn't look like it's operating anymore. Also, one second, I need to see the background of this shot
No worries,
because
no worries.
this
Yeah,
this
that
is
is
literally
a
the
death claw.
strip. This is literally the strip. That's the Gamora sign.
Hmm.
This is that's the Lucky 38 fucking thing out front.
Hmm.
This is the strip and a death claw is in it.
Right.
So not only is the Mr. House canon, it must be canon because otherwise Mr. House wouldn't be alive. But like, but he's not building this utopia of technology like he planned. He is literally a hermit now, locked in his house because Death Claws is something destroyed the strip.
Hmm.
Also, that's the fucking stupid fucking NCR fucking power armor.
Right.
So this is Vegas, huh?
So is it destroyed or not? Why is there a death claw in the proper strip? I'm so confused.
There could be flashbacks going on. You know, that that is. I mean, again, this is a trailer, so and this series has a
Also, I'm
lot.
not seeing any Securitrons on this wall, so clearly Mr. House isn't in control anymore.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is this show has a lot of flashbacks. Some stuff go back hundreds of years. Some go back like
But
months.
that was clearly like I feel like that has to be someone like I feel like why isn't it
So
showing?
this is Vegas, huh?
Oh, never mind. It's because well, I think that must be fucking Maximus finding new power armor. Like
Possibly. Here's the thing. Like I don't want to assume too much before seeing it because I think that that's because that's kind of what I did with the the whole idea of Fallout as a series in and of itself, and then I ended up actually being uh, fairly surprised by it. It's like, oh, it's not perfect, but it's
well, so
certainly
we
I've
know
certainly
we
seen far worse adaptations.
well, so we know Mr. House. Like we know that for the showing of Mr. House in this trailer is post-war. Like it's post everything in season one, mind you. We know that because it's him in the power armor discovering Mr. House again. So that happens with I want to say within some time frame from this screenshot.
Yeah.
So we
Well,
know Mr. House is still alive by the time like somewhere around when they get to the strip.
right. Well,
But Mr. House is in control, meaning
right.
that he.
So we're going to be seeing New Vegas in a variety of time periods. Is my thought on this.
Well,
You know.
I'm just saying the scenes we see, like of the. So minus this NCR armor fighting the fucking the Death Claw, mind you, in the strip.
Mhm.
These two scenes, we don't see any Securitrons. We see a bunch of vagrants and stuff.
Mhm.
Which it's Freeside, so obviously there would be vagrants. Like it's literally the slums in New Vegas.
Right.
But we don't see any tin can soldiers on the wall, meaning that either they're not blocking people from entering anymore, and it's open to everyone, or that Mr. House is no longer in control, but he's still in his tower locked in there. Because obviously, like either the Securitrons are all destroyed, but after Hank gets there and kills Mr. House, or literally he talks to Mr. House, he leaves, he doesn't kill him, and like they have to, if he doesn't kill him, then they need to explain why there's no soldiers, there's
Well,
no.
again, this is one of those things where it's like I wouldn't stress myself too much before it. You just give it you got what, another week and a half and this thing comes out. So
I just like I understand that like your point of view, but like like as a very big
oh,
Fallout fan,
I know, and you are, that's kind of the thing. It's like, and I know for you, this is probably more vexing than because I appreciate Fallout, I like it, it's good, but it's not one of my, it's not one of my most sacred things. So for me, it's like,
Listen, like I'm actually autistic, and like
Mhm.
this is my crack when it comes to like my
Sure,
fucking my deep interest. Like if most people got trains or whatever, this is my crack, my autist crack.
sure,
So
sure.
like this is very much like I know you can ask me anything about most of the games. I don't know much about Brotherhood of Steel because I never seen gameplay of it. I'm not really interested in it. It might actually be the worst of them all, even Bethesda Fallout, but well, let's keep going. We're almost
I'd
done.
ask why my
Indeed.
dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
Well, that's pretty much it, I think, unless something else appears.
There might be,
Oh, just
but
the
yeah, December
date.
17th, and then it's out. Yeah. So yeah, uh, yeah. Like I said, we've got a little over 3 weeks to go, because it is December. It is November 29th right now. It'll be the first, right next weekend. So yeah, about 3 weeks, and I'm not sure if this is going to release all at once like it did last year. I think that they probably might, though, just because that actually I think did help it, in the sense that you keep watching episode after episode, then as long as it washes over you, and it's kind of like most of it's kind of appropriate, then it's a little bit more acceptable than if you were to watch it episode by episode, which is again why I'm actually at the point where it's like, oh, I actually do want to watch through this again, but do it slower, and do like maybe an episode or two a day or whatever, and actually take the time to
Well,
actually
I
think
miss
about it.
when like this is just a minor critique, but like I miss when shows were like once a week
Mm-hmm.
instead of like released, like because that's a problem with streaming. They no longer do, like if they don't have faith in a franchise, they will release it all at once,
Right.
which is why I think they will do it weekly now instead of all at once.
I think that it was a big gamble when they put out season one, not knowing how it would be received, and I think that yeah, they
Mind
did just
you,
kind of drop it.
before
But
season one, their latest game was Starfield. It bombed, but
Mhm.
before Starfield, it's 76, which is god awful. So like they were running up off the coattails of those two games, which are dog shit.
Right.
So it was really a gamble.